Work by day, game by night. That's how my life goes. For years after whatever the heck I was doing in life, I'd always come home and find something new to play. I even decided to tell the world about some of them. It's been a blast, and I've had some crazy adventures, but today was a day like no other. The day I rediscovered how great gaming can really be.
Yo, are you done? Like,
come
who
on.
else wants to hear
Try to be
stupid
serious
monologue?
here.
Is that what
give me
people come to
something.
reviews for? No.
Seriously?
Thank you. Let's get started. So, let's figure out what we want to play today. I guess we'll start with reviews on the internet. Let's go! Whoa, this scored really high! And it's full of complaining comments. The game's not even out yet. You know what? That's okay. Let's try social media. And gaming controversy. You know what? That's okay. Let's just try, I guess, vanilla YouTube. Clickbait, negativity, rants, drama, nonsense! Man, I miss all the fun of playing games without all this stupid gunk in the middle. I mean, people always tell me, you know, just turn off social media, whatever really is bothering you, and just not pay attention to it. But why do I have to not pay attention to the elephant in the room, you know? I just miss having full-on fun in video games again. Oh, what the heck just hit me? My B-tank. Why are you all of a sudden falling from the ceiling? I made you crudely out of Sharpie many years ago, but why? Whatever. Since I'm not reviewing anything, I guess there's gotta be a reason.
Balrog, we gotta have an intervention.
Oh, stranger danger! Wait, aren't you Jerry? Aren't you a character I made up? Or something? I know I'm just a game advisor, but you need my help too. Okay, what's going on? Lan, I know you've tried to forget about me, but I'm here for you too. Well, I mean, yeah, history videos were a pain to make. You know how many hours I spent on Zelda? It sucked. You suck. You know, that would really hurt, but I'm still here for you, and so is Kid U, Subscriber U, and Wario, even though he can't really, you know, express that. Or really any character you could think of, okay? Have I finally gone crazy?
I really need some glasses. Some glasses.
Okay, so laws of reality aside, what exactly do you need my help with?
You hear yourself talking, B? You sound like one of my Spanish soap operas.
You need to rekindle what made you love gaming in the first place. Make gaming great again. Did you just put political propaganda in my show? Forget about reality. Just use us, the different parts of you, to show people how great video games are. Think you're up for it? I mean, I guess I could try. I mean, it'll be really hard going against the current and everything, but you know what? You're right. Let's inspire. Let's create. Let's have fun. Let's give this a freaking shot.
Well, good. You should take this map.
Why do I need a mat?
Well, I thought you might need an extra push for your first game. Also, we've seen your diet. You need to burn some calories. All you eat are freaking Skittles.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Come on, don't joke around with me. They're right there. I see them.
What? They're right there. Huh?
Don't do this to me.
What do you see?
You know, whatever. I'll be in your subconscious. Eat your Skittles. I don't care. I really don't.
Oh man. DDR. DDR, the 4-directional rhythm game that took the world by storm. If you had this as a kid, people would like you, everyone thought you were awesome, you could sit at the cool kids' lunch table and... who am I kidding? Why would Jerry hand me this? He knows my past with this game. Back in school, I used to be made fun of playing this all the time. When I was 11, I had the nickname Music Man because all I did was freaking dance. So, I guess maybe I should start from the beginning. Explain everything. Flashback.
My first dance with the game started in middle school, where I went to the arcade at the nearby theater. The machine was mystifying, to say the least. I mean, I've seen games with guns or driver's seats. But come on, a metal dance pad? That's just weird, man.
Long story short, I started playing some weird J-pop song, and then out of nowhere, people were behind me cheering me on. Apparently the level I was playing on was on standard mode, where most people would start on light mode. So apparently I had some sort of dancing but not really dancing skill. Actually, no, it's actually dancing. You ever seen DDR Freestyle? Check it out. I retract my statement. But anyway, my solution for not having to put 1,000,000 quarters in was simple. Buy my own! And when I went over to Game Crazy, for those who don't know, it was this awesome video game store that was owned by Hollywood Video before, you know, Redbox and Netflix happened. Rest in peace. I saw an ad for DDR Mario Mix. What's that? 2 of my favorite things in one? Freaking sign me up! So I pre-ordered it and forgot to go to the store when it came out. And then the game completely disappeared. Yeah.
That's right, out of nowhere, Mario Mix vanished from stores and no one had it. Fans were upset, prices on eBay skyrocketed, and to this day there's never been an official explanation as to why. Okay, so maybe they said it was about high demand and stuff, but you know, they said the same thing about Amiibo. And we all know how that turned out. You can count this as one of Nintendo's greatest mysteries here. Not the Nintendo PlayStation, not the show the finger thing. Where the heck Mario Mix was for 6 months. I remember calling the store every day like,
Hi, do you have DDR Mario Mix in stock yet? Nah, we haven't heard anything, but we'll call back and hopefully we'll hear something soon. Do you have it now? Please stop calling me.
and when I proudly came home with it and spent the 50 bucks that I saved up, I really didn't like it that much. Apparently, unlike the other games, you don't get all the difficulties at the start. You have to unlock them by replaying this super easy story mode twice. It was just boring. And as a kid, I only really liked the game until I unlocked super hard mode, where you gotta go through all the songs a third time in free play mode. There's not even a super hard story mode. What the heck were they thinking?
Okay, the past is the past. The arcade people thought it was cool, the kids at school thought it was dumb, and I'm not the shining picture of youth anymore. So my junk food lifestyles aside, let's put this game to the test. Is DDR Mario Mix really as disappointing as I remember it being? Or was it really just a case of me being too good at stomping arrows when I was 12? Well, let's find out, and welcome to Balrog's Game Room, where today, show people how great video games are. Think you're up for it? We're bringing back gaming at its core. Let's start.
Alright, so the story to Mario Mix is simple. There's 4 music keys sealed deep within Mario's homeworld. Truffle Towers. You know, the thing in place they never mentioned before. Ever. Which hold the world's power of music. And one day, Waluigi decides to cause havoc on the kingdom by stealing one, while the other keys break off in their own directions.
Wait, the Waluigi's the bad guy? That's awesome! No more tennis games, this is the real deal! Yes!
He did it! I went to Wikipedia, it's the only game he's ever been the main baddie in. And the best part is it's because he wants to hypnotize the rhythmless masses with his moves. And let me tell you, they're a work of art. So Mario's got to get the keys back by going to 4 different worlds and then, of course, fight Bowser in a climactic final battle. It's simple as anything, you've heard it a million times before, but before you throw it out like just any old Mario plot,
the story is just nonsensical. Like, it feels like some weird Mario and Toad fever dream. Whoever wrote the story had way too much fun, and personally, whoever you are, I am very scared for you. Just throwing it out there.
To give you an idea, there's a scene in the first world of the game where Mario gets blown up and falls into a pit. And according to Toad, the only way to get out of the hole is to dance his way up. And guess what? Dancing made the platform go up. You know, I wish life was that easy.
Oh no, my skills are falling! Now they're gonna taste like feed!
Are you ready? Wow, you are too cool! You've got the rhythm! Wow! It's a new record!
These are gross.
Oh no!
And that's how Mario Mix is structured. There's X problem and the only logical solution is dancing. Man, don't you hate when your ship made of instruments flies into a tornado with a face, and then when you get blown away, you hit a hotel, and the hotel, built like a spiral, unscrews itself into a corkscrew, and the only way to fix this is to make the hotel start dancing and then screw itself back together. This is okay, right? This is perfectly fine. Just your normal video game plot. But my favorite though has to be Wario's level. After these keys were scattered, he got one of them and wants to use it to make DDR Wario Mix, an exploration of greed, stench, and stubby legs through interpretive dance. You know what? Can I lose this battle? Can I lose it? I actually want all the bad things in this game. I want to see Waluigi start a dancing world order. I want Wario Mix. I want Bowser to fix his freaking tone deafness. Really? All of these sound perfectly reasonable, so who's really the bad guy here? Whew, so getting back on topic. I'm assuming you all know how DDR plays. There's 4 arrows you must press at the right time on screen with the mat. Sometimes there's 2 at once. And yeah, that's about it. But this story mode includes a series exclusive feature to DDR Mario Mix, Mush Mode. In this playstyle, you get some Mario enemies to show up as arrows on screen, such as Goombas, Koopas, and... oh, hey, you doing okay? And they give the game a lot more strategy than just vanilla arrows. They really add a lot to the game's personality, and I ended up really enjoying them. The story mode's not just a collection of songs either. Throughout your quest, you'll find a few minigames here and there. Some of these are clever, there's nothing like a game of Whack-A-Goomba to get your stresses out. But oh my gosh, a lot of these are hot garbage. Oh great, another choose a treasure chest minigame, another catch bananas falling minigame, another block picking minigame. Wait, why are there 2 of those? Seriously? I mean, they aren't exactly annoying in the story, I just play them and I feel nothing, and as a kid I also felt nothing, and for gaming, apathy is like the worst defense you can make. Not to mention they aren't replayable, you just get the highest score in like 2 tries and you're done.
Am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? What the?
Pauline, come on, man.
Sorry.
I can't believe
Almost.
It's really just collecting the max number of something. There are a few here that would have been really fun if the team expanded on them, but even then a lot of them just feel like a controller minigame mapped to a pad. I know this was before jerking a Wiimote in every direction was cool, but I felt like they could have been a lot more creative here. Getting back to the overworld, each area has its own shop where you can buy items if a level's giving you any issues. These are bought through coins you get in songs or minigames, and as long as you don't fail something, you'll keep getting more. Not to mention, if you get a bunch laying around in EX story mode, which you unlock after you beat the story mode once, you'll run into CDs here, which unlock extra tracks in the game, so it does reward you for being decent at it. The game may seem very silly and simple and filled to the brim with bland minigames, but I really did enjoy the story mode, even though it's so different than other games in the series.
So, minigames, silly plots, DDR Wario Mix. Now that you know about the single player for this game, does Mario Mix still hold up today? Is it worth the $50 that it's still going for on Amazon with the mat? And should veteran players also give this game a shot? Well, let's get straight to the review and try to figure all this out. Let's get started.
First up is gameplay, and the game's really fun, though it seems to be built around DDR beginners, with the harder modes being behind a stupid unlock wall, and on top of that, the core DDR mechanics have also been simplified. For example, I noticed that the timing is a lot more lenient in Mario Mix. You can still get perfect even when you're not even like close to perfect. The grading system for each song is also simplified. In other games, if you get a perfect combo the whole song or just get near all perfect in general, you can get the AA or even the coveted near impossible AAA score. But in Mario Mix, the highest you can get is an A. So there's no real incentive to try anything past getting an all perfect score. For advanced players, this could be a little disappointing. Difficulty levels were also adjusted quite a bit. I remember normal mode at first thinking it was standard mode and then seeing this? So instead of light, standard, and heavy modes, you have easy, normal, hard, very hard, and super hard. For DDR vets, easy and normal's beginner stuff. Hard mode is like light mode, very hard and most super hards are like standard mode, and only a handful are around the same ballpark as heavy mode. Now usually this would be pretty lame, but with Mush mode, things get difficult in a new way DDR players aren't really used to. By having these different attack patterns, it changes how you can do your stomps, since you now have to actively avoid certain steps, which can be a lot harder than it sounds, giving multiple hits to certain enemies, and keeping an eye on enemies heading to the top very quickly, since you can easily miss them with the clashing background. It's more than just tapping arrows, there's actual strategy involved here, which at times make it a very intuitive rhythm game. So I think this kinda makes up for any extreme difficulties missing. Not to mention I still can't ace a lot of these, and I mean, I used to play a lot of heavy songs back in the day. Or maybe I'm just out of shape, but I don't want to believe they're difficult, you know?
Balrog, you're daddy!
Don't listen to Jerry, please. As for the story mode itself, it played itself very safe, but still has its, good parts. And as I said, the minigames are non-intuitive and mostly just huge wastes of potential, but I definitely still had some fun, granted. It's just a shame I had to trek through the story twice before I got any sort of real challenge. It's just blatant artificial lengthening since you can beat the story mode in under 2 hours. I would have enjoyed it a lot more the first time around if I actually had to move more than 50 steps a song. And for those who don't know, 50 steps a song is pretty freaking boring. So despite having fun gameplay, the other elements kind of bring the whole experience down, so I'm just gonna give it an okay. Veteran or not. Second up is visuals, and, well, this is the Mario Party 6 engine. If you've played both games, you might even notice similar animations. But that aside, this is a very solid looking GameCube game. It runs at 60 FPS without a hitch, the overworld, while pretty simple, is very nice to look at, and the music cutscenes and levels are really well done. Also, seeing your favorite Mario characters dance makes you die on the inside, but it's a good kind of death, because where else are you gonna see Bowser doing a side flip? Don't answer that question. Please. In a nutshell, it's just a very nice looking rhythm game, and even as a kid exceeded my expectations. Like, have you seen the other music videos in DDR? They're really creepy. So as a whole, visuals are getting a great for me. Third up is sound, and oh boy. Some of the songs here are pretty great, but a good chunk of them come off as downright annoying. What's that? You don't want a new remix of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? You don't want Mario dancing out of a whirlpool to Pomp and Circumstance? Okay, you want a Mario song? Okay, here I have a Mario song. With the chipmunk vocals. My favorite. Look, I get it. It's meant for kids, but for like a third of these songs, I had to run to the speakers and lower them so my parents wouldn't think I'm watching Nick Jr. or something. But those songs aside, I really enjoyed most of what was offered here, even if the songs weren't directly Mario related. Or the theme song to my college graduation. With only 29 songs in the game, the few I didn't like were a sizable chunk, but I still think what's here is worthy of a good. Fourth up is length, and 29 songs is also the bad part. There's just a very low song count in this game. Other DDRs had almost triple that. But that said, this game back in the day was $50 with the map, $20 less than those other full versions, and each level was catered to a scenario, which meant more effort was definitely put into each song. So I guess I can kinda let it slide. I do wish there was more, or maybe a sequel, but the Wii was months around the corner, so I kinda understand why there isn't one too. In the end, I'm just kinda left with a short song list, a short story mode that makes you play a bunch of times to get the hardest difficulty, a bunch of dumb mini games, a 2-player mode so you can battle with your friends, and free play mode where you can play the songs with mush mode on or off. All in all, you can see everything this game has to offer in like 6 hours, but about 4 of those are gonna kinda suck for veterans, even though EX Story Mode has different songs in it. Oh, and I should mention, there's a few mini-games that weren't in the story mode that unlock for free play, and they're marginally better. There's a platforming one that's fun, but only has one stage, and another one where you're driving the SS Brass, that's the instrument ship, through 4-directional corridors, and if you mess it up, it blows up and everyone dies. No pressure. But once again, a lot of this could have been much more fleshed out. It's the whole freaking theme of this review. As a whole, I was left wanting a lot more, so I think I'm just gonna give this an okay. In conclusion, it seems like I was mostly right about Mario Mix as a kid, and that I guess I don't suck at DDR as much as I thought I did. Go me! But for beginners, this game is a wonderful introduction to DDR. It gives you a great learning curve, a funny story, minigames of varying quality, to ease you into those super fast presses you'll be doing later. Also, I highly recommend it for kids, because I feel like they're gonna get a lot more out of the soundtrack than this 20-something-year-old basement dweller guy. But for veterans, if you're willing to sit through a bunch of easy repetition, Mush Mode may be worth it for the unique challenge it gives. I mean, it was for me, and I play songs on heavy, so hopefully that should mean something. In the end, it's really up to your preference, and as for mine, the game's getting an okay, but for someone else, this could really be something special. And I'm glad I could finally tell the world about it, because despite whatever your peers think DDR looks like, you can have a darn good time getting some exercise and annoy whoever the heck is downstairs. In whatever form you want, DDR as a series is really worth giving a shot.
You know, I think I'm starting to understand why Jerry handed me Mario Mix. It was the first game that people actually saw me be good at. I wasn't just sitting around playing F-Zero anymore, it was the positivity and encouragement that people gave me that made me strive to get better and show my skills. And while it didn't make me the coolest kid in the school, I got respect out of it. And when I think about it, that's not much different than what I do now. Sharing the positive sides of gaming to people. That's what I want to do. But before I find another game, if these characters are here to help me, I got an idea. Hi, welcome to Game Mart, the home of the $200 season pass. This is Bob, how may I help? These DDR Mario Mix in stock.
I know it's been a while, but I'm curious. It's been 10 years, but
Check it out. Maybe there's something I'm missing here, you know? This is gonna be fun. What am I doing on the floor? It's gross! Maybe I ate too many Skittles or something. Is that even possible? Anyway, let's review some games and all that stuff. The story is just nonsensical. Like, it feels like some weird Mario and Toad fever dream. Whoever wrote the story had way too much fun, and personally,
Hello?
whoever you are, I am very
Anyone
scared
there?
for you. Just throwing it out there. He can't hear me. It's kind of weird.